What's up guys, Perry here, and we are going to be doing yet another ALS video. This is going to be my first ever tier list video on this game, and I tried to research on the wiki and look up as many showcases as I could before I started making this video, just so I'd have a rough idea of how good the units are, and so I can make a somewhat accurate tier list for my first go around. I don't want to embarrass myself. So with all that being said, this is the World 2 update tier list. These aren't all the units in the game, but there's a bunch of units in ALS. So in the interest of this video not taking 45 minutes, I just added all the noteworthy ones into the game. And if I missed any good units that you guys think deserve to be included into the next tier list, let me know. And if you disagree with the tier list, also let me know. Because this is my first time making a tier list on this game. So I might not exactly be the most knowledgeable, but I feel like I have somewhat of a rough idea on what's good and what's not. So with that being said, we're going to get right into the video with Asta Half Devil. So this dude... Oh, so yeah, we also have S tier for like meta, A tier for decent, B tier for kind of mid, C tier for ass. Don't get anything in C tier. Try to get everything in S tier. And A tier, you'd probably want to get that. Probably want to get that too. So... with that being said, we're going to start it off with Asta. Now, this dude is pretty good ground DPS. Not the best in the world, but still, he is... Oh, wait. Never mind. I think he's hybrid, right? Yeah, he is a hybrid. And he's meta DPS. Probably going to put him in S tier? Actually, no, we'll put him in A tier. We'll save S tier for, like, the really, really goated units, who I think are just, like, the best of the best. But Asta is definitely A tier. He's hybrid, so he can hit airs. He does good damage. He's meta dark, I believe that's his element. I'm still learning the elements for all the units. There's like a lot more nuances in this game than that I still have to learn. So, Mr. Beast. I don't even know why this dude is in the game. I wish I had a chance to get him though, because I was not around when this dude came out. Pretty sure Mr. Beast is support. He gives you money, but he's pretty cool looking unit. Wind Prince Spirit. This dude is pretty good. Hill unit. He does like very decent DPS, more than Tatsumaki. I'm pretty sure he's way better than her in terms of like just raw damage. Where do I want to place him on the tier list? This is a good question. Well, he's not cheap, which does kind of deter from people using him. Tatsumaki only costs 450. This dude is like 1.2k to place, so you're not going to be able to place him off spawn, which is a little unfortunate. His price is definitely a weak point, but he does do good damage. He's probably one of the best nature units in the game, and he's a hill unit, so he can hit airs as well. I think I'm going to put him... Does he deserve A tier? Or am I pushing it here? Yeah, he deserves A tier. Why not? Ninel Spirit. I believe she's another one of the new... What's it called? She's another one of the new Black Clover units that just got added into this update. Correct me if I'm wrong. And she is a water unit. Pretty sure she's a water unit. Let me just check something about her, because I am not 100% sure. Okay, yeah, so she's water, she's ground, and then turns into hybrid. But she costs 1.8k to place. Yikes. Although, you know, a high price point in this game isn't a deal breaker, because there are some units that are going to be in S tier that are pretty expensive. Just the fact that she costs that much, and like once you max her out, she does do pretty decent damage. She's like 3.1 or like 3 mil. She does like somewhere around 3 million once you max her out, which is pretty darn good. Making her a pretty good water unit as well. I'm thinking here. She's good for water, and she's hybrid. Yeah, we'll put her in A tier. Not S tier. We'll put her in A tier, though. Pride the One, automatic S tier. You don't need to watch my tier list to know that this is the best unit in the game. Like, there's literally just no debate. He gives your entire team a 20% buff. He gets stronger after each consecutive wave. He does insane damage off placement. He's fully AoE once you max him out. He's hybrid. Like, I don't think there will ever be... Well, actually, let's be honest, there probably will be a better unit eventually, but in the near future, I doubt there's ever going to be a better unit than Escanor. He's the first godly unit in the game, which makes sense as to why he's so ridiculously overpowered. But, you know, he's the best character in the game, S tier. He's the meta of the meta characters. So if you have a chance to get him, well, everyone has a chance to get him. I know he's a bit of a chore to grind for, but he's definitely worth it. 7th division, 7th captain, blah, 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 whatever you want to call him, S tier. 7th company captain, yeah, automatic S tier. This guy is one of the best heal units in the game. He does burn damage, but he has like dark burn damage or something like that. Basically, just making him do more damage over time. I want to put him in S tier. He's just goated all around. He might not be the best for infinites. There's probably better options if you're just gonna go the infinite route. But for pretty much everything else, I do think this guy's pretty darn useful. He's a must-have unit. I'm definitely gonna put him in S tier. He is meta for sure. Heavenly Chad. This guy's kind of mid. We're gonna put him in B tier. He's a good ground unit. Don't get me wrong. Pretty sure he's like either meta DPS or somewhere around that. He does decent damage. He has an ability, but I don't think he's scratching A tier anytime soon. Ice Elf Emperor. This is a pretty old unit, if I'm not mistaken. And let me just look him up on the wiki real quick. Let's see, where is he at? Here we go, Ice Elf Emperor. So he is a hybrid, and he only costs 500 to place, which is pretty good. But looking at his stats, oh my goodness, his stats are mid. They're not the worst in the game, but this guy is definitely not very good. I'll put him in B tier, I guess. Although he probably deserves C tier if I'm being honest. I mean, he's hybrid, so I guess I won't put him all the way in C tier. And if we're going like, you know, just pure DPS for DPS, I think Heavenly Chad is still better, isn't he? No, he's not. Okay, no, he's not at all. Whoa. Okay. I am at a crossroads. Definitely better than Heavenly Chad. And Heavenly Chad's getting C tier. Because this is an overall tier list. And I'm starting to realize I shouldn't put decent ground units that are outdated above hybrids that actually do good damage. So, yeah. I believe this is a better tier list format here. Next up we have Gas Hunter. I don't even know why I added this dude. He kind of sucks. And by kind I mean he really does suck. I think he's one of the worst units in the game. Not much explanation needs to be said. He's going right into C tier. And who's next? Explosive Bloody Demon. Oh, she is pretty good as far as I'm concerned. She's meta water. I think that's her element. Let me look it up. Nope, she's flame. Okay, whoops. Yeah, she's meta flame, 750 to place, and her DPS is very, very solid. She's hitting like, what? How much mil? Only a mil when she's maxed out. But she is hybrid. And we'll put her, we'll stick her in B tier. B tier above this guy or below this guy. Actually, I'm not even going to bother doing the thing where I organize each tier into worst to best. Just know probably the one is the best unit in the game. And everything in A tier is in A tier, B tier is in B tier, C tier is in C tier, etc. Curse King. This dude's a hybrid, and he's bleed, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this dude's bleed. Nothing too crazy about him. He was meta back in the day. And I say back in the day like I was around for that. I was not. But 1500 to place, he is hybrid. Let's look at his full stats. On max, he is not doing amazing damage. 600k. Well, 600k plus his dismantle damage, which adds up to 2 mil. Not the worst unit in the game. We'll put him in B tier. Strongest alien is supposed to be Boros. And I believe you get this guy from doing portals. Doing the little One Punch Man portals. So where do I want to put this guy? Well, his damage isn't too... He costs 1,000 to place. And once you max him out, he's doing like... Let me think. Only a mil. Ooh, I mean, he's hybrid, but damage is a little lackluster. Think he deserves a B tier. Definitely deserves a B tier. Green Legend. Okay. Another ultimate unit. 650 to place. He is a hybrid. He's a dark unit. His max damage, once you have him leveled up and everything, is only 300k. Ooh. Yeah. I don't really care if this guy's a hybrid. He sucks. C tier. You know, I'm starting to wonder, why did I include so many of these units in the tier list? Anyways. Best waifu, also support. Strip Zombie, support. Pride Starter, support. Almighty Ninja, I accidentally put 2 of them in here, which was my bad. But Almighty Ninja, I want to put this guy either like top of... I think I'm putting this guy in S tier. He is just an overall pretty good DPS unit. And he's meta nature. Does very, very good damage. I don't know, does he's... Actually, I don't think he deserves S tier. Actually, no, he doesn't deserve S tier. We're going to put him in A tier. He's good support. He does good damage. But to put him in the same league as Escanor and Benimaru, we might be pushing it a little bit there. How much does he cost to place? Let's check. Yeah, 1200 to place. Once you max him out, he'll be doing 2 mil, which isn't bad. But I don't think he's S tier. He's not the newest unit. He's only going to fall out of the meta as time goes on anyway. So, yeah. Baldy Sirius. Ooh, this guy. I like this guy. You know, I do have some personal bias for him just because he was my first ever ultimate unit. But he is pretty expensive, coming in at 5k to place, which is really nothing to scoff at. With that being said, his max damage is only 1.6 mil. Once you have him maxed out, which is a little unfortunate. You're not going to be able to use this guy for story modes, because he's... I mean, you will, but he's a little bit expensive. You want, like, more progressive units. And he does have an ability called Meteor Shower, which is pretty good. We're going to put him in B tier, because his damage is pretty lackluster. His ability's good, but damage just isn't there. Guts. Ooh, Guts is getting an easy... He's only ground, so we're going to put him in A tier. But Guts is pretty good. He has bleed, and then he has hemorrhage, which makes it do even more bleed damage. He has a huge full AoE attack once you max him out. And let me just look at what his max damage is once you have him at level 85. Let's check here. Yeah, 1k to place. And on max... he's going to be doing... how many upgrades does this guy have? Oh my god. 11. Yeah, upgrade 11. 3 mil plus his 4 million bleed damage. Okay, that's really good. Do I put this guy in S tier? You know, I'm going to put this guy in S tier. Sure, he doesn't hit grounds. I mean, he doesn't hit airs because he's ground only. But he's really good for caverns because you can break all the crystals by literally just having him in the middle of the field. And, oh wait, I'm stupid. This guy is ground on placement, and then he turns into hybrid. Whoopsies, yeah. Anyways, well-deserved S tier. This guy's really good. On the topic of S tier, I'm thinking, was I too generous giving Benimaru an S tier? Because he's good. I definitely think he's good, but is he like... is he the best? Like, is he up there? I'm pretty sure he is, right? Just like in terms of damage. Let me check something real quick. He is 600 to place. That's really good. He's super duper cheap. And on max, he does 1.3 plus the 6 mil burn damage. You know what? Never mind. He deserves to be an S tier. He's really, really good. Next up, we have... actually, let me just... like, can I delete this guy, bro? Why are you still here? I wish you could, like, delete units off a tier list. That'd be nice. Anyways, Corrupted Skeleton Knight. I'm pretty sure this guy's unobtainable now. He costs 3k to place, and he's a ground that turns into a hybrid. Let me see something about him. I want to see how much damage does he do once he's maxed out. I mean, 1.2 once he's max. for his price is kind of mid, if I'm being honest. Yeah, this guy is pretty lackluster, all things considered. Yeah, he deserves a C tier. Actually, does he deserve B tier? Yeah, we'll put him in B tier because he's better than these guys for sure, but he's kind of mid. Greed Immortal, or Bond. This is a new 7. Actually, he's not new. I'm not like extremely up to date with the characters, but I don't think this guy's new. He's Meta Bleed though. And what else is there to be said about him? You need this guy to get the Escanor evolution, so I guess that's a thing you have to worry about. Let me look him up real quick. So 750 off placement, and once you get him maxed out, he'll be doing 740k plus his 1 mil on burn, and then he also inflicts electrical damage, or electrified damage. So he's doing like roughly 2 mil on max. So nothing too crazy, but he is Meta Bleed. At least that's what I'm assuming he is. So we'll just put him in B tier. Next up, Sleeping Thunder. This dude's mid C tier. Although he's not like the worst of the worst, I really see no reason as to why you would get this guy when there are just like way better options. Plus, let me see something about him real quick. Let's just look him up on the wiki. This guy, you evolve him from the legendary, don't you? From the... what's his name? Zenitsu, there we go, yeah. This guy's a Zenitsu evolution. He's only ground though. He is strictly ground. Cost 700 to place. He does do bleed plus electrified damage, but at the same time, once he's max, he's only doing 140, like 170. Yeah, he's doing like 400k. This is ass. C tier. Fuse Warrior, outdated. Another C tier. I don't even need to check this guy on the wiki to know that he's not that good. But you know what? Just for shits and giggles, we're gonna look at his stats, and we will decide ourselves whether this guy is worth the hype or not. Never mind, I can't even find him. I just know that this guy's not good. Garp Cannon, Garp. We're gonna also put him in C tier. Not because he's like... I don't think he's the worst unit in the game, right? He's hybrid, and he, you know, let's see, how much does he cost to place? 600 to place. Hybrid water unit. But if we look at his damage, let's check his damage numbers. On max, he's only doing 330k. Yeah, that's C tier. Monster Kaiju number 8. This guy is either A tier or S tier, because he is meta ground. He is one of the best ground units in the game, doing insane damage. But the fact that he's not hybrid is definitely taking some points away from him. Let me check real quick. Yeah, 800 to place. He is strictly ground. Meta fire unit for sure. And once you max him out, let's see, how much damage is he going to be doing on max? Yeah, 5.3 mil with no traits. Yeah, this guy deserves S tier. Does he deserve... I don't know. S tier or A tier? What do you guys think? I mean, he's meta overall. Like, yeah, I'm going to put him in S tier just because he can't hit airs. You know, his damage speaks for itself. It'd be a little bit of a disservice to him to not put him in S tier. Next up, we have Red Pirate. Ooh, bro, is this supposed to be Shanks? Like, this is not Shanks, bro. This is not the Shanks that I know and love. Who is this? Well, he's 550 to place. He's a ground unit that turns into a hybrid. And let me look at his damage numbers. On max, he's doing 1.3 mil. Plus his 3 million poison damage. That's alright. We'll put him in B tier. It's not bad at all. Is he a support unit too? Does he have any special support abilities that I'm missing? I don't think so. I think he just does DOT, which is not bad. Next up, Super Robot 12. You get her from evolving the Robot 12 android chick that's in the banner. Let me look at her stats. So, 650, she's 650 to place. She's a ground unit that turns into hybrid. She does have the fear passive, which is pretty nice. And on max, how much damage is she doing on max? Only 330k. Yikes. You're going into C tier. You're not good. You're outdated. Hey. She's like a worst... I don't know. How do I like describe this unit? I feel like she's a cheaper version of Saitama, if that makes sense. She's pretty annoying to get. So she's 500 to place. She's a ground unit that turns... She's a ground unit that... Tongue twister. Ground unit that turns into hybrid, and she's meta light. At least I believe she's meta light. Let me see, how much damage is she doing on max? Only 1.4 mil. She's definitely been knocked off her pedestal. I'll put her in B tier. She's not the worst of the worst. Rengoku. Ooh. Where am I gonna put this guy? Because this guy is definitely a good unit. He doesn't have an evolution or anything, so, you know, what you see is what you get with him. There's, like, no more upgrade paths to him, but he is solid. Let me look him up. So, yeah, he's 650, hybrid off placement. Love to see it. Let me see, how much damage is he doing once he's max? Yeah, 1.4 plus his 1.7 flame. 3 mil in total. I think this guy deserves A tier. Maybe that's just me being biased because I like him, but I honestly think he deserves A tier. He's doing really good damage. He's cheap. He's hybrid, meta flame unit. Can't go wrong with this guy. Next up, Green Esper or Tatsumaki. She's definitely support. But she's also like a good nature unit, not the best nature unit in the game anymore. Her damage is definitely lackluster now, but she is support for sure. That constant slow effect that she makes is definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. Do I think she's meta support? I mean, there's nothing wrong with having her on your team. There might not be space for her. There might not be space for her if you're running like a super duper meta team, especially for infinites. I don't know if... I mean, yeah, you might use her for infinites. Once again, her main value is from her slowing ability, because damage-wise, she fell off. She's not that good anymore. But let's move on to Surgeon of Death, Awakened, or Law. Now, Law is insanely good. I'm going to put him in support because nowadays his main role is to be a support unit, but he is one of the best support units in the game. Like, super duper good support unit. Why? Because he has an ability called Room, and when he uses it, all the enemies that are in his radius get teleported way back to the start of his attack, or like the start of his radius, which is a lot. Like, this dude has good range, and if you get like a bunch of units within his little room and then you click the button, it's just such a good stalling ability. One of the best support units in the game, for sure. Next up, we have Zot. Zot, okay. This dude is from... Bro, I'm actually drawing a blank here. What anime is Guts from? Berserk. Oh my god. Why did I forget that? Anyways, he's ground only, dark unit. He does have the cripple passive, which isn't bad. And he's 450 to place. On max, he's only doing 500k though. Yikes. You're going into C tier. Idol, another support unit. Not the best support unit in the game, but she's up there. She's definitely better than these guys. Gerp, normal Gerp, I don't know why he's here. Time King. I either want to put this guy in A tier or S tier. He's one of the new Black Clover units, and I believe he's meta support. Let me just look up his abilities real quick. Yeah, he's 2k to place. He's a ground unit that turns into hybrid, and once you have him maxed out, how much damage is he going to be doing? 2.2 mil. Yeah, nothing too crazy, but I'm 99% sure he has a support ability that's good. But what is it? Like, this dude is meta support on all the tier lists, so I know that he's got to be good for something. This guy's definitely meta support. Do I want to put him like in something besides support tier though? That is the real question. I think he deserves either A tier or S tier because he's like just meta overall. The fact that like he's not doing the most damage, but he's definitely doing good damage, and he's hybrid, and he has that good support ability. I think he deserves to be in meta. Like, maybe not S tier. I really gotta scratch my head and think here. He is a definitely meta hill / hybrid. Okay, you know what? We'll give him S tier. He's meta for sure. We'll give him that. Next up, Ulquiorra second. This dude is definitely good for story mode. Let me look up his stats real quick. You get this guy by getting his like little legendary counterpart from the Bleach map, and then you have to grind for his evil item. So he's not the easiest unit to go for. Let me just try to look him up real quick. Where is this dude at? I'm trying to look him up on the wiki, but he's hiding. There he is. Okay, so Ulquiorra second, 750 to place, nature unit, and he's hybrid off placement. Let me check his damage once he's maxed out. Almost 3 mil, which is not bad at all. We'll give him A tier. I think he deserves an A tier, because he is hybrid off placement, and he is a pretty good nature unit. We'll give him A tier. Next up, Ichigo Hollow Form. Is this a new unit? I'm pretty sure this is a new unit. He's not the best unit in the game, though. He's good, but he's definitely not the best. I don't know. Where do I want to put this guy? I mean, yeah, he does manage to hit airs once you upgrade him a little bit more. And he does have, like, he's pretty decent on support. I'm trying to look this dude up. Where is he on the wiki? Where are you hiding? Okay, well, I can't find this dude on the wiki to save my life. I'm just gonna put him in... does he deserve B tier? Does he deserve B tier? We'll give him A tier. I don't think he's that bad. But he's not the best, so we're not gonna put him in meta. Give him like bottom of A tier, I guess. Next, Night King Excalibur. I think this guy either deserves like high B tier or low A tier, because he's definitely meta ground, but he's only ground, which kind of sucks. Pretty good light damage dealer though. Yeah, we'll give him A tier. Just because he's not hybrid doesn't mean I'm gonna take away too many points from him. Sung Jin Woo, definitely meta for infinites, but he is expensive. You're not gonna be able to be rocking this guy for story mode all too often. Let me look him up real quick. How much does he cost to place? Actually, I was wrong. He's only 520 off placement. He is a ground unit that turns into hybrid once you evolve him some more. And let me see, how much damage is he doing on max? 3 mil basically. Like maybe a little over 3 mil, 3.2. He is pretty expensive to get up and running though. Like off placement, he kind of sucks. Only doing 9k off placement. Yikes. So you definitely have to upgrade him to get him starting to be decent. So we'll put him in A tier. Don't let that make you think he's a bad unit. I definitely think he's definitely got to be meta for infinites. Infinites is really where he shines. He just costs a lot. He's a big investment. I don't know if you're going to be able to be pulling that off in every single story mode. We'll give him A tier. Light Admiral, this dude sucks. C tier. Shadow, or this is Sid. Sid is a meta hill. Or is he hybrid? I know he hits airs. He's meta. Does he deserve S tier? I think he does. Like, if I had to give a unit S tier, I think this dude deserves S tier. Golden Admiral. Bro, who even is this dude? Is this supposed to be Madara? I don't even know who this guy's supposed to be, but he's 550 off placement, pretty expensive. He's hybrid, which is points for him. On max, he's only doing 220k. Yeah, he's old and outdated. Put him in C tier. Also, I just realized that's the unevo version. I accidentally added both versions. I believe this guy's supposed to be Koji? Ice Admiral guy. So how much is he doing on max once you have him Evo? Still only 400k. This dude's going in C tier. He's not that good. Next up, we have Aizen. Now, Evo Aizen, this guy is like pretty good. I believe he's in top 10 DPS, just like overall. So does he deserve S tier? Let me look him up real quick. How much does he cost off placement? If he's cheap, I might be more inclined into putting him in the S tier. Let's see here. Where is he at? There he is. Aizen post orb. 1.7k to place. That is pretty expensive. He's a ground unit that turns into hybrid, and he's light. Once you max him out, 3.3 mil. We'll give him A tier. He definitely deserves A tier. Animated Crow. Ooh. Where do we want to put this guy? He's meta burn for sure, right? I don't think there's like any debate about that. Does he deserve S tier? Probably not. In fact, he definitely isn't getting S tier. But let me see. So he does have that like little black burn or black flame effect, so his DOT is better than normal flame. And let me see how much damage he does once he's max. Yeah, 1 mil plus 5.1 for his burn damage, which is pretty solid. And he's hybrid. Hold on. Maybe I was underestimating this guy. I don't know. Where does he... I think we'll give him an A tier? I think he deserves A tier, right? Not the worst unit in the game. He's good. We're either gonna go like bottom of A tier or like high B tier. I think we'll give him high B tier. Next up, Division Vice Captain. This guy's meta ground for sure. If not meta ground, he's like at least got to be a good ground. He's pretty good light damage dealer. Let me check. Does he turn into a hybrid unit after you evolve him? Let's see. No. Oh wait, he does. Yeah, he's a ground that turns into hybrid. He only costs 450 to place, and once he's maxed out, he's doing 2.5 with his bleed damage. So, not bad. Give him B tier, because he's definitely good. I don't think he's the best of the best. Next, we have Division Captain 96% power. She is very, very expensive. 20k to place. Holy. Okay. Once you max her out, she's doing 9.4 though, which is pretty good. I guess she'd be decent for infinites, right? She's got to be in top 10 DPS with numbers like that. I guess overall we'll put her in A tier, but she's just so expensive, dude. And she, like, as far as I know, she doesn't have any like special ability to set her apart. She's just doing damage. So overall, I don't think I'd put her in S tier overall, because like some of these units are just good in everything. Like Benimaru, you can literally use this dude for anything, and he's gonna be good. Also Escanor, use him for anything, he's gonna be good. Guts, Kaiju number 8. These two dudes are debatable, but they're still like good, right? You're not gonna be whipping out a 20k placement unit in story mode, or if you do, you know, there goes like a good chunk of the money that you were saving up. Jester Blood Rage. This guy's not bad at all. I believe he is meta for infinites, just because of his pure DPS. Let's look him up on the wiki and look at his stats, just to see if he's worth it or not. I believe he's the evolution for... I just saw him and then he went away. Yeah, he's the evolution for Jester. Then Jester turns into Jester Blood Rage. So 2.5k to place. He's a dark unit with Dismantle. Dismantle passive is always good to have. Let me see, how much damage is he doing on max? 1.6 plus 3.7 for his Dismantle damage. So like roughly 5 mil. That's not bad. And let me see. But he's ground only, which kind of sucks. Give him A tier. Shadow Tanker. This is another one of those solo leveling units. I believe you evolved this guy from getting that little raid item. I forgot what it's called. That's how you evolve him. How good is he though? Let's see. He's 850 to place. He is hybrid off placement, and he does do the cripple effect, which is pretty good. But he's only 440. You're getting B tier. Or should I get him C tier? It's not that good. We'll get him B tier. Just because he's hybrid. Next, Shark Ninja Devourer. This dude is what, Kisame? Pretty sure that's what he's supposed to be. What tier are we gonna give him though? Well, he's 1.4k to place. He's ground only, but he does have the slow passive, which is pretty nice. On max, he's only doing 1.3. Yeah, he's getting B tier. Dark Captain, A tier. Pretty good DPS. Definitely meta Dark. He's one of the new Black Clover units. Surgeon of Death, Awaken. We added him twice, but you guys know what he's supposed to be. This guy's ass. I never should have grinded for him. Businessman Yojin, best farm in the game. Also one of the best supports in the game. Bofa, whatever this guy is. He's outdated. He's just not that good. Garo. Oh my goodness. I love Garo. This guy's my pride and joy. But I don't want to be biased. He's not that good. Like, he's not the best of the best. He's good for story mode because he's cheap to place, only 450, and he's hybrid off placement. He also has the cripple passive. He definitely doesn't deserve S tier though. He is not S tier material. But he's like meta, definitely meta for story. And he's good for flame caverns. I will give him A tier. Definitely doesn't deserve like top of A tier or S tier, but I don't think I'm too crazy for putting him in A tier. And what's next? Tanjiro. Tanjiro early partial sun breather. Okay. He's good ground DPS, but I'm 99% sure that he is not a hybrid. But just to make sure, I'm gonna look him up on the wiki. As soon as I find him. Okay. Why can't I find this dude? Whatever, I'm 99% sure this guy doesn't turn into a hybrid. But he does do decent DPS. So, where do I want to put this guy? Put him in B tier. He does do good DPS though. For a ground unit. And he's cheap to place. Anyways, Unleashed Umbral Prince. This is Griffith. Yeah, this is Griffith. Let me check his stats real quick before I decide where I want to place this guy. So, he's 850 to place. He's a ground unit that turns into hybrid. He does have the slow passive, which is nice. On max, he's only doing 1.4. He deserves B tier too. Stringlord Awaken, support. Almighty Ninja. Yeah, we already have this guy here. These are all just extras. Okay, so this is the tier list for World 2. Now, how good is this tier list? Well, I will say I am not 1,000,000% confident in this tier list, and I will definitely have to revise this. I'll definitely revise this when I'm like deeper into the game. For now, I don't think this is bad though. Like, I'm fairly certain that most of these are in the place that they should be. You know, if you guys disagree with the tier list or think I should have put any of these in a different order, let me know. Each tier is in no particular order though. S is in S, A is in A, B is in B, C is in C, and etc. Only notes that I will make: best unit in the game, easily Escanor. Best farm unit in the game is Businessman Yojin. Best support unit in the game, it's in between Law and Tatsumaki. These are both goated. And, you know, the rest is just in their respective tiers. With all that being said, that's going to conclude my World 2 update unit tier list for Anime Last Stand. If you guys enjoyed the video, learned anything new, or just like hearing me talk about the game, feel free to like, sub, comment, all that wonderful, wonderful stuff. Have a great day or night wherever you are. Stay tuned for more content. We will catch you in the next one.